talk about Cooper Flagg, man. The Hornets, Jazz, and Wizards have clinched the top odds to potentially land Cooper Flagg with the number 1 overall pick. Under recent lottery reform, all 3 teams own a 14% chance. All 3 teams have a 14% chance at landing the number 1 overall pick. And then, the Sixers are down there at 5. New Orleans is at 4 with a 12.5% chance. Philly is at 5 with a 10.5% chance. This is the Cooper Flagg sweepstakes. That's what it is. Cooper Flagg has the ability to reinvent one of these basketball teams. There has not been a player that had this potential to completely change a franchise since who are we gonna say, man? Zion Williamson, assuming he wasn't gonna, blow up to 300 pounds, start banging porn stars, and injure himself every season 17 times. There hasn't been a player that has the potential to completely change an NBA franchise in a long time, and Cooper Flagg is one of those guys. And somebody yesterday said, I would take Ace Bailey over Cooper Flagg. You're out of your damn mind. I love a lot of potential of a lot of guys in this draft. You're out of your damn mind. Stop smoking whatever you're smoking. Lay off the weed. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like when you think about the Hornets, imagine if the Hornets get Cooper Flagg. They're no longer the Hornets. You know what I mean? That's the power that he has. They're no longer just the shitty Charlotte Hornets. This isn't LaMelo Ball. This isn't Brandon Miller. This is franchise changing. And Cooper Flagg alongside LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller, I think the star power that he has, the potential just star power that he has, could also elevate guys like that to a different level. And I like LaMelo Ball's talent, but he plays like he's wearing AirPods. You know what I'm saying? He plays like he's in slides with a book bag on. He doesn't give a shit at all. So someone like Cooper Flagg could completely revolutionize the Charlotte Hornets, for example. The Washington Wizards, for example. Maybe Chris Middleton doesn't have Joel Embiid syndrome and is healthy. I think it was an ankle, though, not a knee. But Jordan Poole, Chris Middleton, who else is on the damn Washington Wizards that anybody should talk about? But either way, you get a guy like Cooper Flagg, all of a sudden Jordan Poole is a little bit more Warriors Jordan Poole, right? And not just Wizards Jordan Poole, who's just a guy out there chucking up shots, might give you 35, might give you 0. But it's all because, this guy could revolutionize one of these teams. The Utah Jazz, as a basketball fan, like if the Sixers can't land the number 1 pick, obviously, as a basketball fan, I would like to see Cooper Flagg on the Hornets or the Wizards. Or am I going to say the Nets? Fuck no. Fuck the Nets. Not the Pelicans either. Y'all just had Zion. You guys don't get another chance. You just got Zion in the draft and fumbled that whole bag. No. But as a basketball fan and like enjoying parity in the NBA, I think I would enjoy Cooper Flagg going to the Hornets or the Wizards, if not the Sixers. Of course, if the 76ers would land the number 1 pick in this draft, do you understand this is the only way to erase my misery? Do you understand the 76ers getting Cooper Flagg is the only way to alleviate my pain? It's like I'm dying of a terminal disease right now, and this is the only cure, and there's only a 10% chance that it works. Anyway, probably not going to happen because it's the Sixers. So yeah, I would like to, as a fan of parity around the league, I would like to see probably Cooper land with the Hornets or the Wizards. But let's talk about this, because there's a little bit of a narrative going around that people like to bring this up. Could Cooper Flagg not just stay at Duke, right? But I heard somebody say yesterday or the day before, He's only going to declare for the NBA draft after the lottery. He's going to see who wins the pick. First of all, there's this. You know, people that are like, he's not going to go to one of these shitty teams. Well, guess what? When you're the number one pick in the draft, you always go to a shitty team. Always. That's how it works. You don't get a choice. Somebody said he's going to try to force a trade. You can't do that. And I don't think Cooper Flagg's that kind of guy anyway. I've heard him talk plenty of times. I don't think he's the kind of like, oh, I'm this number one superstar. I want to go to the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Like, knock it off. So it's not like he's going to see one of these teams get the number one overall pick and be like, screw that, I'm going back to Duke, because next year you're going to be in the same situation. The shitty teams are going to have the number one pick. That's how it works, right? But also, he can't declare for the draft after the NBA lottery. Players wishing to declare for entry must submit their names no later than April 26, 2025. April 26th, early entry deadline. Generally, early action applies are due in a month of November. Wait, that took me to something else. Back. The NBA lottery is on May 12th. So you got to put your name in by April 26th. The NBA lottery is on May 12th. So he can't be like, hey, the Wizards won the lottery. I want to stay at Duke. Or could he? NBA draft withdrawal deadline, June 16th. Yes, players can withdraw from the NBA draft before the deadline. Specifically, college students can withdraw from the draft and return to school for another year. The NBA has a deadline for withdrawing from the draft, which is usually about 10 days before the draft. So, yes, in theory, Cooper Flagg could see who wins the lottery and say, forget that, I'm going back to Duke. But it doesn't really make any sense because every year you're going to be the number one overall pick and you're going to get drafted by the worst team in the league. So there's that. What do you guys think about that? Cooper wants to win more than anything with these shit teams, and the Mavs are the only team that have a good chance to win with AD and Irving, so Sixers get the first pick. He tells them, I'm going back. Cooper wants to win more than anything. Well, you don't get to win when you're 18. He's not stupid. You don't get to win when you're 18 years old and you're the number one overall pick in the draft. Michael Jordan was in the NBA for 9 years before he won a championship. Cooper Flagg knows he doesn't get to walk into the NBA and go to the NBA Finals. That's not how that works. I understand what you're saying. Next year, the Dallas Mavericks, if Kyrie is back from the ACL tear and Anthony Davis somehow plays more games than Joel Embiid, which he hasn't done over the past 4 seasons, then yeah, if you add Cooper Flagg to that, they have a chance to build something. I don't know if that makes them a championship contender year one of Cooper Flagg. But again, you don't get, I don't know, man. To Duke, and when the Mavs get to 12, Mavs pick him. When the Mavs get to the 12, okay, I don't know what's going on. Maxey has New Balance like him. Maxey could talk to him. About what? What can Tyrese Maxey do? He can't control the lottery balls. You think if the Sixers win the lottery, Tyrese Maxey could talk Cooper Flagg into not going back to college? I don't really think he's going back anyway. Because my point is, you're going to get drafted by a bad team. No number one overall pick is going to use that as a reason to go back to college. Yeah, that's my take on that. There was a super chat in here, man. Where'd it go? Andre Olivier, what's up? What part of the game is Cooper's superpower? Dominance. Straight. Give me the ball. It's my time. I mean, that's it. He has a little bit of everything. He has incredible size. He can take you off the dribble. He can catch and shoot threes in the corner. He can catch and shoot threes at the top of the key. He can get to a step back three. He can go all the way to the rim. He can poster you on a fast break from damn near the free throw line. He can get you in the post, hit you with a spin, counter spin, left hand, right hand, up and under. I mean, look at it. You got the Final Four game. He got smacked in the head on a reverse up and under reverse layup. He couldn't even. He was getting punched in the face and hit it with the English off the glass. The kid is ridiculous. Yeah, he came up short on some potential game-winning shots that would have sent them to the championship round, but his superpower is a little bit of everything. He's great in a lot of different aspects. That's just my take. If you're saying that he doesn't have something that he's elite at, that's an interesting opinion also. Hawks just got first pick off 3%. Oh, damn, that's true. Wait, when was that? Oh, that was when they... Wait, was it who? When? Oh, the Alex... No, that was the Wizards. Who? Is that when they drafted Luka and traded him for Trae Young? Is that what we're talking about? When did the Hawks have the number 1 pick? Ricochet? Was Ricochet the number 1 pick in that draft? I don't even know. I wasn't even really paying attention to the draft last year because the Sixers weren't tanking and the draft wasn't good. Yeah. Sarr didn't want to go to the Hawks. Wait, was Ricochet the number 1 pick? I thought Sarr was. Wait, not even Ricochet. We're talking about somebody else. I don't freaking know, dude. But anyway. Is it Ricochet? Is that the same guy? Yeah, Ricochet was number 1. And Sarr was number 2. I thought Sarr was number 1 since, like, I don't know. This whole season, I thought Sarr was number 1. But anyway, so you think what? You think they drafted Ricochet because Sarr didn't want to go to the Hawks? I don't know if that's true.